She slammed the $150,000 check on the dining table like it was nothing more than a grocery list. "You owe me this, Ethan," my sister hissed, eyes blazing. "After everything I've done for you?" Mom froze with the serving spoon midair. Dad's fork stopped halfway to his mouth, and I just stared at the number written in her perfect cursive. $150,000, the exact amount I'd just inherited from Grandma, the money she swore she'd never touch. Everyone went quiet, dead quiet. The kind of silence that makes your ears ring. I laughed. One short, bitter laugh that made her flinch. "No, Lauren," I said, voice low. "I don't owe you a single cent." Her face twisted. Shock, then rage. "You ungrateful little—" "Get out," I cut in, standing up so fast the chair screeched behind me. She didn't move. She just smiled. Cold, slow, victorious. "You'll regret this, Ethan. I promise you will." And that was the moment everything shattered. My name is Ethan, and this is the story of how my own sister tried to destroy my life for money, and how I made sure she lost everything instead. It started 3 weeks earlier, the day Grandma died. I was at the hospital when the machines stopped beeping. Lauren wasn't. She was in Bora Bora, again, posting bikini pictures with the caption, "Living my best life." I held Grandma's hand while she took her last breath. She squeezed my fingers, whispered something I'll never forget. "Take care of yourself first, Ethan." For once, then she was gone. The will reading was the following Tuesday. Just me, the lawyer, and a stack of papers. Grandma left the house to Mom and Dad, her jewelry to our cousins, and to me, the entire investment portfolio she'd built over 40 years. $1.8 million. And a letter. I still have that letter memorized. "Ethan, my sweet boy, you were the only one who visited without asking for anything. You listened, you cared. Your sister, she only ever called when she needed money. This is yours. Guard it with your life. And never let anyone make you feel small for protecting what's yours." I cried in the lawyer's office like a child. The lawyer pretended not to notice. I didn't tell anyone the full amount. I just told the family I'd inherited enough to be comfortable. Mom hugged me. Dad clapped my back. Lauren texted a single sad face emoji and asked if Grandma mentioned her. 2 days later, she showed up at my apartment unannounced. Designer bag, fake tears, the works. "Ethan," she said, throwing her arms around me. "I'm so sorry I couldn't be there. Flights were insane." I let her hug me. I was still stupid back then. She pulled back, eyes red, probably from the onboard champagne. "Listen, I'm in trouble. Here we go. My business loan got called in. If I don't pay $150 by Friday, I lose everything. The boutique, the brand deals, everything I've worked for." I raised an eyebrow. "You have a boutique?" She waved it off. "Online, but still. It's real." I almost laughed. Her boutique was a Shopify store with 12 overpriced scrunchies. She kept talking. Faster now. "You got money from Grandma, right? I know she loved you more. It's fine. I get it, but we're family. Blood. You can't let me drown." I told her I'd think about it. She left smiling, certain she had me. That night, I went through her Instagram. Private jet selfies, 5-star hotels, captions like "Boss Babe Era" and "Invest in yourself." Not one post about Grandma. Not one. Then Friday came. The family dinner. The check. The moment she thought she'd won. After I told her no, after I told her to get out, she didn't scream. She just looked at me with pure hate and said, "You're going to wish you'd never been born, little brother." I thought she was bluffing. She wasn't. 2 days after I told her no, my entire world started burning. I was in the office kitchen pouring coffee when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. A single text with a video attached. I pressed play. It was me. At least, it looked exactly like me, snorting a line off a club toilet tank while laughing. The timestamp said last weekend. I hadn't left my apartment last weekend. Another text came through. "Delete this or it goes to HR in 5 minutes. I dropped the mug. Coffee everywhere. I ran to my desk, hands shaking so bad I could barely type. By the time I reached my manager's office, the email was already sitting in his inbox. Subject line, urgent, employee misconduct, Ethan Carter. 23 attachments. All me. He looked up, face gray. "Ethan, close the door." They marched me to the conference room like a criminal. 2 HR women I'd never seen before. 1 man from legal. A stack of printed screenshots. "We have photographic evidence of drug use. We have messages of you threatening female colleagues. We have a police report filed by an ex-girlfriend claiming assault." I tried to speak. My voice cracked. None of this is real. It's deepfakes. My sister, the legal guy cut me off. We're suspending you without pay. Effective immediately. Security will escort you out. I walked through the open plan floor with everyone staring. Some looked disgusted. Some looked scared of me. My best friend Mark wouldn't even meet my eyes. In the parking garage, I sat in my car and screamed until my throat bled. Then my phone rang. Lauren. I picked up. She was crying. Fake, theatrical tears. Ethan. Oh my God, I just heard. This is awful. Who would do this to you? I gripped the wheel so hard my knuckles went white. You know exactly who did it. Silence. Then a soft, satisfied laugh. Give me the money and it all disappears by tomorrow. I'll even send a public apology from the real perpetrator. I whispered, go to hell. She sighed like I was a child throwing a tantrum. Last chance, little brother. She hung up. I drove straight to her condo in the rain. Banged on the door until the neighbor threatened to call the cops. She opened it wearing silk pajamas, wine glass in hand, smiling like she'd already won. I shoved past her. Show me the originals. Delete them. Now. She rolled her eyes. Or what? You'll hit me? Add that to the list of charges? She walked to her laptop, opened a folder titled Insurance. Hundreds of fake photos, videos, audio clips of me saying the most vile things. She clicked one. Me calling a female coworker the C word. Perfect voice clone. My stomach turned inside out. See? She said sweetly. You're finished. Career over. Reputation dead. And mom and dad will believe every word because there's video. She leaned in close. 150 by Friday, wired to the Caymans, or I release phase 2. Your nudes, your confession, everything. I stared at her, this stranger wearing my sister's face. How did you become this? She laughed for real this time. Easy. I just stopped pretending to be the good one. I left before I did something I couldn't undo. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat on the bathroom floor with Grandma's letter pressed against my chest. I read it again and again until the paper tore. Then I made a decision. At 6:03 a.m., I wired $25,000 to a private investigator named Victor Reyes, ex-FBI. Charges by the hour like a heart surgeon. I sent him one text. My sister is trying to frame me for crimes I didn't commit. Find everything. I don't care what it costs. He called me back in 4 minutes. Voice like gravel. Kid. If she's dumb enough to leave a trail, I'll find it. Give me 72 hours. Those 72 hours were hell. My face was on blind gossip sites. Tech bro exposed as predator. Company scrambles. Old college friends unfollowed me in waves. Mom left 17 voicemails that all said the same thing. Lauren says you're sick, Ethan. Let us help you. On day 4, Victor called. Meet me. Bring a strong stomach. We met in a windowless office that smelled like stale cigarettes. He slid a flash drive across the table. Your sister's a walking felony, son. Folder 1. Financials. She was $487,000 in debt. Credit cards maxed. Personal loans from 3 separate shady lenders. One had already put a lien on her car. Folder 2. The GoFundMe. Help Lauren bury her beloved grandmother. Raised $87,420 in 6 days. Receipts showed $42,000 spent on a Birkin, $18,000 on a rhinoplasty in Tijuana, the rest on bottle service in Mykonos, not 1 cent on a funeral. Folder 3, Taxes. 5 years claiming me as a dependent, forged signatures, $41,000 in fraudulent refunds. Folder 4, Men. Voice notes of her bragging about sleeping with married venture capitalists for seed money. One guy paid her rent for 8 months. Another bought her the condo. Both had wives. Both had kids. Folder 5 made me throw up in Victor's trash can. Audio of her on the phone with a hacker in Ukraine. Her voice, crystal clear. Make sure the face is perfect. I want him unemployable for life. Victor lit a cigarette. I can keep digging, but this is already enough to put her away for 10 years minimum. Your call. I stared at the flash drive like it was a loaded gun. Send everything to the IRS whistleblower office. Anonymously. He raised an eyebrow. That's federal prison, Ethan. Blood or not. I met his eyes. She stopped being blood the day she tried to destroy me. He nodded once. Done. I walked out into the sunlight feeling something I hadn't felt in weeks. Power. The next 2 weeks were a slow-motion car crash I watched from the front seat. First, my company quietly reinstated me. Metadata proved every image was manipulated. They gave me 6 months back pay and a promotion I didn't ask for. I took the money. Didn't take the promotion. I had other plans now. Lauren's Instagram started cracking. Stories at 3 a.m. Some people have no soul. Family can be your biggest enemy, waiting for karma to do its job. I screenshot every single one. Then the IRS letter hit her mailbox. Certified. Return receipt. Audit for tax years 2019 to 2024. Immediate payment demanded. $312,687, including penalties. She called me 47 times in one night. I let it ring. On the 48th, she left a voicemail that broke something inside me, but not in the way she wanted. Ethan, please, they're going to take everything. I'm begging you. I'll delete it all. I'll confess. Just make it stop. I saved the voicemail. Evidence. The family group chat exploded. Mom, Lauren says the IRS is mistaken. Ethan, did you talk to them? Dad, this has to be a mistake. She's your sister. I didn't reply. Instead, I waited for the perfect moment. The annual family barbecue. Lauren's favorite day to play perfect daughter. White tent in her backyard. Caterers. String lights. 50 relatives drinking rosé and pretending we were normal. I showed up late. Jeans. Hoodie. Flash drive in my pocket like a live grenade. Lauren saw me from across the lawn and dropped her champagne flute. Glass shattered everywhere. Mom ran over. Ethan, thank God you're here. Lauren's been hysterical. I smiled at Mom. Give me 5 minutes. I walked to the center of the yard. Plugged the drive into the outdoor TV she used for slideshows of her perfect life. The screen lit up. First slide. GoFundMe page. $87,000 raised. Next slide, Birkin bag receipt. Next, surgical invoice. Rhinoplasty plus chin lipo. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Next, IRS notice blown up huge. Fraudulent dependent claims. Ethan Carter. Mom made a sound like a wounded animal. Next, audio. Lauren's voice, loud through the speakers. Make the assault one look extra violent. I want him crying on the news. Dad grabbed the remote, tried to turn it off. I took it from him gently. There's one more. I played the voicemail she left me 2 nights ago. Her sobbing, begging, promising to confess. Silence. Total silence. Aunts were crying. Uncles looked like they'd been punched. Little cousins stared with open mouths. Lauren stood frozen in her white sundress, mascara running black rivers down her cheeks. She finally found her voice. He's lying. He set me up. He's jealous because Grandma loved him more. I looked at her, really looked, and felt nothing. I turned to the family. I'm not pressing charges. Yet. I looked back at Lauren. But you're going to disappear. Tonight. 1 bag. No goodbye party. You don't contact Mom, Dad, me, anyone. Ever again. I stepped closer. Or the next slideshow plays at your sentencing hearing. She opened her mouth. Closed it. Then something broke in her eyes. She walked inside without a word. We heard drawers slamming. A zipper. 20 minutes later, she came out with 1 duffel bag, didn't look at anyone. Got in her car and drove away. Dad tried to go after her. I caught his arm. Let her go. Mom collapsed on the grass, sobbing. I knelt beside her. She stole from me for 5 years, Mom. She tried to put me in prison. This was mercy. Mom looked up at me with wet eyes. She's still my little girl. I kissed her forehead. I know. That night, I sat on Grandma's old porch swing. The one she left me in the will along with the money. I opened a beer, watched the stars, and for the first time in months, I breathed. 6 months later, I got full custody of peace. I started the Eleanor Carter Foundation. First scholarship went to a 17-year-old girl who'd taken care of her dying grandfather for 3 years. She cried when I handed her the check. I cried harder. Mom and Dad are healing slowly. They sold Lauren's condo to pay the IRS. They come to dinner every Sunday. We don't talk about her. Then one morning, an envelope slid under my door. No return address. Inside, a Polaroid. Lauren on some beach. Hair shorter. No makeup. Bones sharp under tan skin. She looked 35 instead of 29. On the back, in shaky handwriting, I hate you, but I understand now. I'm sorry, don't look for me. I took the photo to the kitchen sink, lit it with a match, watched her face curl and blacken. Some debts can't be paid with money. Sometimes the only justice is a life rebuilt on the ashes of what someone tried to burn down. I still get messages from people who saw the viral posts she made about me. They apologize when they learn the truth. I tell them it's okay. I've already forgiven the version of my sister who existed before greed ate her alive. The rest of her, I buried with that photograph. Grandma was right. Some people only love you for what they can take. The trick is learning to tell the difference before they take your soul too. What would you do if this happened to you? Tell me in the comments. Thank you for watching The Wordy Revenge. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales of betrayal, justice, and redemption. Until next time, stay strong and never stop believing in your truth.